Hi everybody, hope you're doing well. So, putting together this video to talk about grading and attendance. So, here we go. Before we do that, you know what to expect. You can expect something fun, so here's the Mr. Kaforia Online Learning Thought of the Day. How many days has it been since I have worn something other than sweatpants? Honestly, it's kind of hard to remember. It's been a while. Add in the comments how many days it's been for you since you've worn something other than sweatpants. I'm guessing it's probably around 10, or you're doing better than me. All right, let's get to it. So, we're here to talk about grading and attendance. So, I've had a lot of questions lately about what the grading is and how attendance is going to be working. So, what I've done is I've copied and pasted some of the wording that Ms. Katam and Mr. Kimball has used from the document that was sent out to parents. So, here's how grading is going to be done in the continuous learning phase. There's going to be two options. You're either going to be credit awarded or you're going to get an incomplete. I'm going to read to you what was written for both, and then I'm going to talk briefly about what they both mean. So, credit awarded says, students who have shown sufficient evidence or achievement, either at the time of the progress reports or by the end of the year, and continue to participate during remote learning will receive credit and their earned score of 2.5 or above. So, there are a couple things here. The first off, in case you didn't know, the grade that you have in PowerSchool now cannot go down. It can only go up. So if you have above a 2.5 in PowerSchool right now, you are halfway done with earning credit, okay? The second big piece, I'm going to zoom in on it and highlight it, is this word right here. Let's use some color other than white. Participate. What we're going to do is we're going to define what participation means for me and what it's going to look like in my class. So, but before we do that, I want to just touch upon how you could receive an incomplete. Here are the options. There are three options, and they are students who had a composite score between a 1.5 and 2.5 at progress reports and did not participate during remote learning to improve these scores. Or students who have showed sufficient evidence, 2.5 above, of achievement at progress reports and did not participate in remote learning. Keyword right here. If you did not participate during remote learning, regardless of your score, you will get an incomplete, okay? That's pretty important. If you do not participate in continuous learning, even if you have above a 2.5, you could potentially get an incomplete. And then finally, the last thing is if you have participated and are below a 2.5, you'll receive an incomplete. I hope that's not going to happen to anybody, because if it is below, we have a lot of time to get that 2.5, get that score below a 2.5 to be above a 2.5. So what I want to do real quick is I want to talk about how I'm going to be grading and how I'm defining participation. Okay? So we're going to go here. Participate. So I have something like this for every student. Obviously, my table would be much bigger because I'd have every student's name in there. So what I'm doing is I'm breaking it down by week. And as you submit assignments, this is how I'm keeping track of if you participate. So let's say our example dude. Okay, so first off, these three things that we see here, the guided notes, the Khan Academy, and the Google form, okay? Actually, for both stats and Algebra 1, this is exactly what your table looks like. These are your assignments for the week. Okay? Algebra 2, yours will look a little different because you don't have Khan Academy. You actually have a Quizzy and you have a practice sheet. So yours will have that instead of that. So basically what I'm going to do, as you hand stuff in and as you turn it in, I'm going to do this. I'm going to give you a check mark. So let's say our example dude handed in his guided notes. Boom. He gets a check mark. Okay? Let's say this was Monday, and then on Wednesday I hear from him, and he does Khan Academy. Boom, he gets that check mark. And then on Friday he does his Google form. Okay? So I'm going to see that you have all three check marks done for that week. When this happens, you're going to move down into the next phase for me. Okay? From here, I'm going to go to Power School, okay? And every week, I'm going to be creating an assignment that's called Continuous Learning Week 1 or 2 or 3, whatever week we're on, okay? And that is not going to be graded. That's going to be collected only. So basically what I'm going to do, if you have a check mark in all of the boxes for the week, so you've done all your assignments for the week, in Power School, I'm going to check you off for Continuous Learning Week 1. So you'd get a check mark, okay? How I'm measuring participation is when I go back at the end of the year, I'm going to have every student in a table, okay? And I'm going to look across and I'm going to see if you have a check mark in every continuous learning week, okay? That's very important. So in order for you to be marked as participating in continuous learning, you need a check mark in every week, okay? So basically, if you do your work, you're gonna get that assignment. And then at the end, what do we got here? Just a couple notes I want to touch upon. So remember earlier when I said that your grade couldn't go down? This is true. So what I've done is I've screenshotted all of your grades and I have that stored somewhere safe. So as we go, if I decide to grade, I will grade what you actually got into Power School. And at the end of the year, when I'm looking to see if you have participated in Google Classroom, what I'll also be doing is I'll be comparing your grades that I have saved, the grades that can't go down, and the grades that you have currently. And if the grades that you have currently was different than the grade that you had before the coronavirus started, I'm going to manually change that so you have the grade that you have right now, okay? Just to clarify on that. So the grade you have right now will not go down by the end of the year. Okay, I hope that's making sense on how my grading is going to work. So just a refresher, you get credit rewarded if you are above a 2.5 and you participate. And I hope it makes sense what I'm looking for in participation. And the last thing I want to do is I just want to touch upon attendance. I've had a lot of questions about attendance lately, so let's go over that. So this is another snippet from the doc that got sent home to parents. It says teachers will take attendance in Power School. Students must make contact with their instructor each day the class meets. For example, you could attend a video meeting, submit an assignment, ask a question, chat on Google Classroom, or have a phone call, just to name a few. So basically, for me, if you do any of these, you're going to be marked present. If you get all the check marks and you're participating, you are going to be marked present. You don't need to do anything other than what is assigned for attendance. I do not want you stressing about attendance. Attendance should be relatively low on your priority list. Just make sure that you are getting the assignments done that teachers are assigning. If that happens, you'll be marked present and you'll be getting credit awarded for all of your classes. And then there's one last thing I want to go over. So I got a question from one student today, and she asked, do I need to be checking in with all of my teachers every day? So this third bullet point is important for that. It says daily attendance for a student will be counted by attending at least one class. So what she's been doing is she's been doing all of her Algebra 2 in one day, all of her Chemistry in the other day, all of her Bio in the other day. And for attendance, that works. If you attended at least one class, if you made contact with at least one teacher on that day, you will be present for that day. So, yeah. So, long story short, if you are getting done the work that you need to do daily, you will be present and you will be participating in continuous learning and you will be getting credit awarded. I hope that this clears up some of the confusion that we've been having about the grading and the attendance. If not, then I'm sorry for wasting almost 10 minutes of your time. With that said, hope you all have a wonderful day, and I'll talk to you all soon.